Welcome back. It is currently minus 34 outside. Yeah, it's sun shining. And there's the bell ring. We're in the shop. And there's the water. And there's the tractor. So, welcome to the new game show here at the Shire Farm. Your host, Piper Doug. 10 points if you can identify these parts. Yeah, so these are the little gems that I found in the road. And most farmers and mechanics will know exactly what they are. Bearing hanger. So, as we can see, that's all beat to heck. So is that side. And then this is quite beaten. So it looks like there was a bolt in here holding on and everything else was chattering, which is odd because I don't have the radio on the tractor. I hardly ever listen to the radio in a tractor, especially this one, because you're always listening for noises. So that was in the middle of the road. So, as I said in the last video, we're going to be going into this domain. So, I am going to, see it's damp, like the drive line is damp in places, so, and there's leaks. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and clean up underneath as much as possible, lay down my technical mechanics mats, i.e. cardboard, and then I'll bring you back. And we're back. So, as you can see, it's a self-lubricating tractor. Which I think is fairly indicative of the fact that it's got 11,000 hours on it. At some point, when we get a second loader tractor here, this old Codger will be going for a top to tails get got. I think I've covered this before. I'll just take a dive out here. A lot of the big issues with this tractor come from in there and in here. But as far as I know, that's where the proportioning goes on. Or is it there? I don't know. The book's in the house. Anyway, so yeah, I've tried to go through all the fittings, but there's something fairly substantially wrong in there. According to the book that I got with the tractor, there was a lot of writing in that section of the book where the proportioning valves are talked about, and there's a lot of writing down of pressures and things, so obviously somebody's been dealing with that when they sold the tractor, so it doesn't bode well. So the job at hand, as you can see, the drive line is encased in a guard. Problem I have is there's let's see if I can get this, there's a big honking cross member. It's part of the loader to get it out, because I can't get either end out with this plate here, because it won't let it come down to come out and away. From what I can tell, there's where the part came from. I don't know if you can see anything still left up in there. I can't see anything up there. But anyway, it's very bizarre because The bearing's mint. Like there's hardly any play. Like it runs good, but it's got a lot of dings and knacks in it. So, but the problem is, to do anything with that bearing, the whole prop shaft has to come out. What I need to do is to figure out if I need to order the new hanger. Yeah, even to do that, I'd need to get the prop shaft out, because to put the two bearing retainers in there to hold that, I still need to take it off. Dang it. I think I could probably take, I think it's at the front, or is it the back? Anyway, so I'm going to pull these 4 big bolts out, drop this plate, and then see about getting the shield off, and then I'll bring it back again. And we're back. So, shield is down. Nice little surprise. So yeah, there is a oil line that runs from back to front to the front pumpkin. I've never seen that before. I don't quite comprehend why there's a oil line forward to the diff. Because you got your power steering, which goes up the way, so why they went to all the bother of running an oil line all the way inside the prop tunnel guard, whatever you're gonna call it. And yeah, it was bolted inside, right in there, inside the tunnel. I think the only saving grace is that it didn't get damaged by the bearing hanger, which I can see now, bolted up there and there. So yeah, so I don't get it. This shaft does not move, like it doesn't flex. So I think I can run without the bearing hanger for now. If I understand metallurgy, I think the big issue is that if you were like pulling, like plowing or doing something like that, where your front axle was really biting hard, you can get what's called torque flex, where the shaft can try and banana a little bit, and I think that's why that's there. But I'm really not doing anything like that. Like loader work, especially on snow right now, you're not really getting a whole bunch of grip. Oh yeah, she's lubricated, that is for sure. Like I said, up here is where the issues are, because I have changed this cartridge and the O-ring, and it just never seems to stop leaking. So yeah, it would be great if I had the time to be able to take it all apart and go through everything and clean it all and put all new O-rings and all that good stuff, but I don't, and this machine needs to be running later today. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the guard, clean these tubes down, check everything over, and then probably just put it back together, and then I'll probably contact Shoal Lake Farm Equipment, the Ostashes. Hey guys, I'll probably contact them about this stuff, price it out. The bearing hanger is not that complicated, but it might just be a $30 piece, and it cost me more to make that than it cost to buy it. So yeah, that's that. Fun and games. Like I said, she's just wore out. The drawbar rattles around like a crazy bugger too, so And I'm pretty sure the front axle seals are starting to grumble. Self-lubricating. That's what I keep telling myself. It's a self-lubricating system. So yeah, I'll clean everything and maybe bring you back. You just wouldn't think it. Like, how much stuff can you store in a prop guard? You just honestly. So the guard, prop shaft, all that stuff's back together. There's the sticky outy part. So the backstory to this is the drawbar has slop. I might have already said this while I was lying under there. I don't know. I banged my head so many times, I don't remember. So I went under there and dropped the cradle cap, whatever you want to call it, and dropped the pin out and dragged the drawbar out. And this is what came out. It is neither round anywhere except on the butt washer or whatever you want to call that part. One of the big issues was this. So you get a little jiggle and a wiggle. You can see the top is quite badly boggled out there. The bar, the pin is kind of oval, you can see. So it's worn on here, worn there, and then really badly worn there. So I'm thinking that is what has kind of caused. Let's see if I can get you guys in to see this. So you might be able to tell. So it's pretty badly worn in the lower case. And then if you can see there, she's got a bit of a bend. Bottom one's fairly straight, which is weird because I thought it was the one that was bent. It's just wore. Top one's bent. Nothing I can do about that. Pretty well can't. But what I found out was, and I found a socket that fits pretty snug, and then I took the measurements off of that and I dug into my parts bin, and I always keep any bar stock and shafts and stuff, good steel. And here's one I'd been using as a drift. So I cut the top off of it and I shined the shaft. I said it and I'm not taking it back. So, test fit. So, side to side, it's good. Back to front, it's got a bit of a slop. But like I said, that's because it's got a little bit of an oval to it. I can't do much about it, because I know if I weld in there, that's going to mess stuff up, but this will help. So, I'm going to measure it. Measure how much I need. Snag it off. I don't need to worry about putting the nub on the bottom there because it sits on the little cup. So we'll stick that back on. So that should take some of the slop out of it. But I know this has some pretty wicked side to sides as well. So yeah, whenever you're bedding the pens and you have to reverse, I always tell Mrs. Piper Doug, it's like backing up. It's like trying to push a piece of cooked spaghetti up a hill. It wiggles and jiggles and all over the place. So I might try and find some pipe and make some bushings to go around those side pins, and that should take that out. But we'll get to that after I cut this. So she's back in. Now, believe you me, this is an improvement. Yeah, there you can really see how bad this is. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might end up, like I say, laying down a pad of weld there, and then maybe making a spacer that sits down over the drawbar like a piece of C-section maybe. That might work. In fact, I think that's what I'll do. I took the pins out. And yeah, there's your problem. She's wore on the drawbar, and then she's wore on the tractor. Yeah, see, drawbar, and then on the tractor frame. So these ones sit in with gravity. They are supposed to have split pins, but these ones didn't have them. But because of the way these are, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld these, because these ones are not, the tractor's not pulling on these. These are just to stop slop. So yeah, I'm going to weld these, and then I'll, this is where having a, what do you call those things? A lathe? Yeah, that's what they are. This is where having a lathe would be nice. I could weld these up and then just turn them back down. But this shouldn't be too hard. Okay, we'll stick them back together. Okay, so I built the pins up. So there's still this. So I have a cunning plan. So, like you can see, crudely welded and grounded and all that good stuff. So like I said before about making a bushing. So into the parts stash, I have a piece of, I don't even think what this came from. I actually don't even remember. I have no memory of this place. So yeah, first thing I grabbed, see if I can do this through the camera. Snug as a bug in a rug. So what I'll do is I'll measure that distance there, cut a couple of these, slide them in there, and I'll bring you back. Because I know you want to see. Of course you do. So, bushing slid in. So, back to forward. Side to side. Still have the problem with the up and down. But, baby steps, guys. Baby steps. I don't have any C-channel. Actually, that's a lie. I have some, but it's down in the bale yard underneath about 4 feet of snow in the scrap pile where I dumped it when I was hauling it back from the other farm. So until that melts, I don't have that stuff. So this is where we're at. So, million times better. So now I have a lovely job because I've got bedding and bales to do. But I just did the morning checks, and I have a dead calf. So yeah, if you have livestock, you have dead stock. And this is where it's real, guys, because I'm not gonna candy coat it and keep it from you. It's a small runt calf that was late in the season from an older cow. And from what I can tell, it looks like it choked. The flax bales that are old, that I use as the feed rail barriers, the calves are nibbling on, and all the calves are fine, but I'm assuming this little bugger just must have got a big chunk of it. And yeah, died through the night, frozen solid this morning. So that's real life, as any rancher will tell you. So I won't bother with telling you how we recycle those. So on to the next project. Yeah, I'm still up here. Problem I'm having is the roof is coated in ice. And then there was snow. So pushed all the snow, but wherever I stood is now frozen down to the ice. Pardon me for sniffing, I hate doing that on camera, but I'm leaking. So, shovel, stiff brush, invention time. So I had a piece of this composite stuff. Came from a piece of furniture, and I always thought it was kind of handy looking stuff because it's very dense, very strong. Plus it's got that plastic coating on it. So I thought that would make a great ice scraper, but it needs to be strong. So a piece of 1-inch square bar, tube, pardon me, from one of the bale rings. And another piece of this, it's a piece of pipe from a trampoline, I think it was. Trampoline, something like that. Welded to that. And I'll see if I can do this one-handed. It's not easy. There's a lot of pressure in it. As you can see, it follows the ribs in the tin. So yeah. This is Piper Doug ice scraper on acid. Guess what I'm doing? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I'm hauling water. Water trough in the shelter that I'm building stopped running, and so I took the ball cock assembly off, tried to thaw it out. Turned out there's no water in the ball cock. Opened up the box underneath, turns out there's no water in there either. A little bit of water had seeped down into the down pipe into the ground and froze around the water pipe, and now the water supply down in the ground is frozen. So I've been fighting with that all afternoon with a heat gun, putting salt down there, trying to run a new heat tape down in there, because it looks like the old one had quit. Yay me. So yeah, so I went and picked up some 4-foot tin water troughs, and I've got one for each pen, so I'm gonna haul in a little bit of water. And this is one of the local wells. It's way out in the boonies. So yeah, I've got this tank in the back of the truck. I'm only going to half fill it because I don't need that much, but yeah, I'll bring you back when we get back to the farm. Yeah, those are the little buggers. They're 4 foot long, 2 foot deep, 2 foot wide. So I should do these guys for now. These ones I'm not really sure what to make of this right now, but once they figure it out, they'll be in here. Come on. They're nervous. I think I need to go pee now. Come on, squeakers. Come on, squeaks. Okay, I'll bring you back. It might seem warm on the old thermometer. It says like minus 12 or 13 or 19 or 27 or whatever the heck it is. The wind chill says it's almost minus 30. That dang water trough, the downpipe still hasn't thawed out enough down to where it's still causing the blockage. So yeah, I've hauled up another load of water from the well. It's in the workshop thawing out because the tap froze solid and I can't get the water to come out. So yeah, back up here. So faceplate It's 3/4 done. There's a piece missing there, and then it's not done all the way to the end. And now putting the top cap on. So it'll be this one. That's that part done, and then there'll probably be another spar going on here to bridge this gap to get this tin on, and then there'll be like a couple inches overlap on the front. So I'm going to leave you here. I'll upload whatever video I've cobbled together, and Ty will see you in the next video. Is that right, Ty? Yeah, she doesn't care.